Hey, I'm Brent Lindstrom, and welcome to Light-Minded Arts, where I go from hammer to Hollywood. 10 years ago, I was knee-deep in drywall dust, wondering if there was any more to life than caulk guns and cranky client change orders. Spoiler alert, there is. Now, I write scripts, produce films, and occasionally still fix my own kitchen sink. This channel is my behind-the-scenes journey, equal parts inspiration, perspiration, and what was I thinking moments. If you've ever dreamed of swapping your day job for a creative one, or just want to watch a guy build a business in a dying industry after years of framing houses, stick around. Let's build something cinematic. And hey, at least here, the only thing getting demolished is my comfort zone. Today, I'm talking about becoming a person of character. But first, here's my skit of the week. Hey y'all, just as an aside, when we talk about being a character, we need to be specific on what kind of character we're trying to be. I'm not talking about being a character like from a TV show. Oh, yikes. You have good characters and bad characters. Sometimes you have something in between. People who are on a personal quest to find themselves or something else. Characters come in all shapes and genres, from the grotesque to the anime. When I'm talking about being a person of character, I mean being somebody who is the best version of you that you can be. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today as I kick off my series on life lessons I've learned over the last decade of preparing for a major career shift. Now, you might expect me to dive straight into financial strategies or storytelling tips, but that would skip a lot of the foundational work that we need to lay first. Before anything else, we need character. And I'm not just talking about ambitions or skills, but the kind of inner substance that holds us up when life gets hard. And let's face it, if you're going into a new business, especially one that's arts and entertainment related like what I'm doing, you're going to run into hard times. Warren Buffett was famous for his investments, and one of the most important investment advice pieces that he ever gave was that you should invest in your own education. Now, I don't want to focus on schooling, though that is important. I want to focus on educating you as a person. Successful people, they're not just marketers or business strategists, they're leaders. And true leadership starts with character. So let's unpack what it means to become a person of character and how you can become that type of a person. One thing that I've learned, and hear me on this, is that you cannot change your personality. You're one of one, unique, just like everyone else. But no, seriously, if you try to be someone else, you're going to fail, burn out, get bummed out. The power is not in imitation. It's in being the most genuine version of yourself. Character building starts with self-evaluations, and that's tough. It's sweaty, it's uncomfortable work. But nothing meaningful comes easy. When I began my journey towards becoming a writer and filmmaker, I read a lot of John C. Maxwell. Now, I've done a lot of different self-improvement books over the years, but his really resonated with me at that time because he was talking about building a growth plan. And what is a growth plan? A growth plan is something that you put together that you work on over countless years. It's not just a quick one and done thing. So for me, what I did was I created a spreadsheet and I also put together a little thing on my computer so that every time I booted it up, it gave me either some kind of a scripture or quote, something inspirational, something that I wanted to work on. But also within my spreadsheet, I had multiple columns of things that I wanted to work on. You know, I might have one column here that was for business-related items. I might have one for spiritual-related items, other moral things, just other character-building things that I wanted to work on. And as I went through this, I'd measure them. So I'd set my goals every month of things that I wanted to work on. And every year I actually went through and evaluated, how did I do? Did I achieve these ones? I would cross them out as I went there. And then I'd go back through and review, am I still doing good on those things? Or do I need to put a little more emphasis on those again. So it's something that you can continually go through. You spend maybe just a few minutes every day on it. And as you do this, you're going to find that you're growing as a person. And it doesn't happen right away, but over time it helps. I kind of became a bit of a fanatic myself. I did it for several years, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to have done it. There was a lot of things that maybe I wouldn't have known to work on if I hadn't have done it. And because, for me, and you've got your own personal situations, whatever they are, I know that for me, growing up, I was never popular. I would not have considered myself popular. I don't think anyone else would have considered me popular. I was also introverted and unsure of myself. Sometimes I still feel that way. But through intentional growth, I learned to speak up. I became more articulate, confident, and I became a decent salesperson. I was even able to start some businesses. So I started a business of my own, a construction business. I also managed a multi-million-dollar business, and I've served in leadership positions in my church. Build character. You can start by breaking it into these categories, like I said before. And like I said, this was mine, and yours can look different. So, for instance, business. I wanted to work on being a better business person. So maybe in that column, I could have salesmanship, maybe work ethic, organization skills, problem-solving skills, just various different things that could help you become better in business. Then maybe in your other column, spiritual, if that's what you're into, and I would recommend that. So I had things like mercy, honesty, love, faith, sincerity, things that could help me develop a better relationship with God. And then and I can't remember if I had this one or if it was labeled something else, I had morals. So in there I might have courage, kindness, discipline, boldness, adaptability. Really, the list can go on, and it's totally customizable to you. And then once you get that list put together, make goals around the things that you want to work on. And when I suggest that you make a growth plan too, be very careful not to focus just on the negatives in your life. I think it's very important that you focus on what is good in your life. It's so easy to see what others have been blessed with that we haven't been blessed with, that often we forget the things that we have been blessed with. And so playing that compare game really gets tricky. So we're not trying to shame ourselves or make ourselves feel down. We're trying to build ourselves up to be even better than we currently are. And honestly, when you do this exercise, you're going to find that the traits you work on in one of your columns don't just live there. They flow through all the other columns. Working on improving one thing tends to improve all of your areas altogether, and your whole life just gets lifted at the same time. We as people are built for growth. You've felt it. It feels good when you get better at things. Our families thrive when we grow. Our businesses thrive when we grow. Even mentally, a growth mindset lifts us out of stagnation, depression, and anxiety. Not too long ago, I had foot surgery. This is just an example. I had foot surgery on my left foot, and I'm going to be getting one on my right foot eventually, but it was a full-on reconstruction. I was pretty well stuck in bed for 2 months straight. My leg completely atrophied. My calf was like that big by the time I got out. And, for some people, maybe that's not that bad, but my other one had grown pretty good. So I was very lopsided. I needed to work on gaining that muscle back and that mobility back, and it was hard. I had to do a lot of stretching, a lot of exercises. It hurt just to even stand. For the first several weeks after I was allowed to put weight on it again, I couldn't stand. And eventually I was able to break through all of that, go from crutches to canes to limping around, and now I can get around with hardly out any limp, and the more that I work on my physical therapy, the better I get. The metaphor, obviously, is that growth isn't always pleasant, but it does give life. And when you adopt a growth plan, you genuinely become a better person. You start to feel something deeper. And some of the things are going to be really hard to work on, like so hard that you might not feel that you have the ability to do it. But the thing is as you work on them, something kicks in. It's called grace. It's generally attributed to help from God. It's defined as enabling power. It's that fuel that moves you forward when your own strength runs dry. Your world will open up. Peace replaces pessimism. Resilience drowns out regret. And character, it's not just something that you are born with. It's built brick by brick. So start your plan, track it, stick with it, and watch your life change. Now, if this has resonated with you, great. If you're waiting for more of those filmmaking tips and financial bits of advice, hang around. Those things are coming. I've got a lot to share on that. But don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments below. Let me know what you're working on. I'd love to hear it. Until then, I'll see you later.